All right, so in this video we're checking out the Epicka Pulse Duo 140, a universal travel adapter, and here's what it looks like. 6-in-1, 140 watt fast charging. It's got 2 AC ports, 3 USB-C ports, and 1 USB-A port, and has this smart display. We'll talk about all that here in a second. Of course, it is GaN, so basically the electronics are a little bit smaller inside. Quick Charge 3.0 and USB-C power delivery 3.1 are the standards, and you can charge up to 6 devices at the same time. So it is a universal travel adapter, works in up to 200 plus countries and regions, and these are the 4 main plug types that are on the adapter: UK plug, EU, US, Japan, and Australia, China. We'll look at that here in a second. Let's go ahead and get everything out of the box. Okay, we got a small user's manual, and they do have a little note here in the manual that I should mention. It's not a voltage converter. It basically will just pass through whatever voltage in the country that you're in. So for example, I'm in the US, that's going to be 120 or 110 to 120 volts typically. But if you go to Europe and you plug it in, it will plug in, of course, and power on and everything. But I think in Europe it's like 220, 240 volts. So whatever devices that you plug into this travel adapter must be dual voltage compatible. So if it only works on 120 volts and you take it to Europe and use this adapter, you will have problems because it won't work. 220 volts is going to be too much for it. So you make sure that your devices are dual voltage compatible if you're going to use this adapter. Got a box here with some accessories. All right, got a little carrying bag for the adapter, plus a very nice USB-C to USB-C cable. Yeah, it looks like it should just fit right inside like this, and then just zip it up. Yeah, pretty nice. Holds it, and just stick this in your suitcase for your travels. All right, take a look at the adapter itself. It's a pretty small size for a 140 watt adapter. Got some caution notes here. Again, not a voltage converter. And just like I said before, your device must support whatever voltage you're using and the country you're using this at. Let's go ahead and peel off this film. Very shiny material here. There's a screen, I'll show you that here in a second, and a capacitive button. And of course, this is where you plug in your devices. So obviously it'll work for 200 plus countries. And then the way this works is you have this little slider that will pop out the plug that you're going to plug it into. So this is going to be for your EU plugs. Looks like that. And just click into place and stay in there. You have to push down on here and then slide it back. Over here is your US and Australia. So plug that out like that. Locks into place. And to unlock it, push down and slide it back and it retreats. And then this one here is for your UK plugs. Looks like that. Very cool. It does have 2 fuses here in case of any sort of overcurrent or overvoltage problems. And here are all of the specs for the USB ports. So there's like C1, C2, C3. I'm not going to read all of this here. You can pause the video if you want to take a closer look at these. But yeah, it's 140 watts for C1, C2. I think it's going to be 20 watts for C3, and then the USB-A ports up to 18 watts, which is Quick Charge 3.0. And here are the ports here. So these 2 here, C1, C2 is up to 140 watts, 20 watts on C3, and then 18 watts on port A, so USB-A and 3 USB-Cs. And you have a looks like a US plug here on this side here. And yeah, that's everything on the adapter. In terms of size, I have another 140 watt adapter here. This is not a travel adapter, it's just a US plug on here. And this has obviously the ability to connect to other countries, but pretty similar in size. But this one has 3 USB ports, and this one only 1 USB port goes to 140 watts. Let's go ahead and plug this in. Turning it on. Got some branding on here, and I think Yeah, so you press the button there and it'll cycle through this display. It'll show you the power output for each port. It has some temperature monitoring, so in case anything gets too hot, it should let you know on this screen. It shows how long it's been operating. It shows you which plug is currently active. And then we're back to the total wattage. So let's go plug some stuff in. So I've got a couple of power banks here that'll charge at up to 100 watts. Alright, so this one's ramping up to 99 watts. And yep, 100 watts here, charging this power bank. Doing something on the USB-A port. Charge up another power bank. And this one's only drawing about an additional 5 watts or so. So if you long press the button, it will rotate the display. There we go. So this is basically like an all-in-one adapter, so you can use it at home and abroad. So for example, since I have the US plug in here, I can use this adapter at home as well, and then when I go travel, I can take that on my travels. It works both ways and should work for pretty much everybody in the same way. And by the way, there is going to be a version of this where you can put it on your desk with a stand. I don't have that version, so for those of you that want to use this at home, in your laptop, computer setup, whatever, desktop setup at home, you can get the stand version. That should be also in the same link that's in the description. And by the way, during Prime Day, which is June 23rd to the 26th, this will be 15% off during Prime Day. And then there's going to be an additional 10% discount code down in the video description along with the link to this. So you can get an additional 10% off of the 15% that's going to come off the top of this during Prime Day. So make sure that you check out this down in the video description for that link. Anyway, it's going to do it for this video. Questions, comments, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.